The secret of abundance is to stop focusing on what you do not have and shift your consciousness to an appreciation for all that you are and all that you do have. Staying on the Path by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, page 4. Stop focusing on what you don't have, stop focusing on what you lack, and start focusing on what you do have. Start focusing on what you are truly deep in your heart grateful for. Shift your awareness, shift your attention to gratitude. This is the secret of abundance. I really wish I knew this before. I used to be very ungrateful, and this reflected in my attitude. I was always living in lack. No matter who you are, no matter how old you are, where you live, no matter what you even have, there are so many things that you can be grateful for right now in this moment. And if you're not aware of them, I'm gonna guess that you're probably living in lack, just like I used to live in. And I'm gonna repeat it again because it's so important that I wish I knew this when I was younger, even 2 years ago. I wanna share this with every single person in the world. The secret of abundance is gratitude. The secret of abundance is gratitude. Being grateful for what you do have. And this doesn't even have to be material possessions. It doesn't have to be money. Relationships you have in your life. Do you have a loving family? Do you have friends that you love and love to spend time with? Do you just feel good inside? There are so many things that you can choose to be grateful for. When you're grateful for what you already have, you're telling the universe that you feel abundant. You're telling the universe that you're okay with who you are and you want to express this to the world. When you're ungrateful for what you have, when you're always searching for more and more and more, you're basically telling the universe that the present moment isn't good enough, when in reality, the present moment is always good enough. The present moment is all there really is. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive to build a better life for you and your family and try to earn more money and buy more stuff, but this is going to be far easier when you're grateful for the stuff that you already have. It's going to make it feel like everything's flowing in far faster because you're not reaching and grabbing for everything. You're letting it flow to you. Think about it this way. If you're not grateful for what you have right now, right here in this moment, when are you ever going to be grateful? You are far more than you can ever imagine. You are literally infinite. You can't conceive that with your mind. I can't even begin to conceive how infinite the universe is. You can't understand that in a logical way, the same way that you can't understand the fact that you are love. But just because you aren't feeling this love right now doesn't mean that you aren't love. It means that you're not aware of it. Just because you don't feel like you're abundant doesn't mean that you aren't abundant. That just means that you haven't shifted your focus, shifted your attention to gratitude. It's really a huge mindset shift when you kind of put gratitude into action. It makes everything feel like, it really just makes life feel like more fun, more joyful, and more just flowing to you. And you really feel like you're separate from everybody else when you're viewing yourself as the ego, when you're always wanting more, searching for more things. But that's just all in the mind. The mind is going to tell you all these lies to make you feel like you're separate so it can have control over you. On the other hand, the heart perceives the unity of all life. The heart is far more intelligent than the mind, but we've been taught in school, and we've just been taught everywhere in life to listen to the mind and not the heart, not the intuition. When in reality, the heart and the intuition are going to be far more just intelligent in telling you what you should be doing with your life. The mind's going to be feeding you these lies and thoughts of competition and comparison to others to make you feel like you're lacking, but the heart feeds on harmony and love with others. Really choose who and what you want to listen to. The secret of abundance is that all abundance is already within reach. You already are abundance. You are abundant. You are abundance. When you start to make this mindset shift, you're basically shifting your paradigm. You're shifting the world that you live in. You are anything and everything simultaneously. We perceive this as going through time and tell all these stories, but your perception is very focused on this very narrow view of life, on your current life situation. Your life situation is just a story you tell yourself on repeat, where you are, where you're going. I make this much money a year, I go to this school, I have these friends, but you also try to compare yourself to others and you want to feel either inferior or superior to them. And you're not going to ever feel abundant when you're trying to compare yourself to others and whether you're better or worse than others, because in truth, you're not better or worse than everyone. Everyone is completely equal. Everyone is the same one, spiritual, infinite, abundant being. And when you feel abundant, you're really living in your truth. You're expressing your true authenticity, and you're doing exactly what you love to do. You're doing exactly what you're passionate about. And that's what really makes life worth living. When you desperately want something, you're basically telling the universe that you don't already have it. You're sending out vibrations of fear and lack. And when you're sending out vibrations of fear and lack, that's what you're going to be getting in return. That's what you're going to be perceiving in your outer reality. Because your outer reality, in all truth, is just a reflection of how you feel inside. And the more aware you can feel of your emotions, I'm a person who used to be very out of touch with my emotions, and I wasn't really sure why I was feeling the way that I did and why I really wasn't enjoying my life. And until I started to really look inside and understand that yes, guys feel emotions too, guys cry, it's okay for guys to feel emotion, that's when I really gave myself the freedom and responsibility to take control back of my life and feel the emotions that come with being abundant. Abundance, at least to me, isn't about material possessions. It's really about the feelings that come with it. And to me, these feelings are the feelings of inner peace and unconditional self-love. But that may be different for you. But it's not even a fake it till you make it type scenario. It's not the try it and then do it. It's that you literally are it. Your true self is abundant. Your true self has literally created everything that you live in. And even though you don't perceive that, you're basically getting more in touch with that aspect of yourself. And when you start to seek that self, when you start to hear the little whispers of the intuition and hear your heart, as small as it may sound in the moment, well, the more you listen to it, the louder it's going to get and the more clear it's going to become. And the less you listen to your mind, the more you meditate and really calm your mind, the more you're going to really perceive this unity and abundance of everything. And I never really used to understand the aspect of having a higher self. I never used to really believe that. But the more I kind of meditated and the more I just started to seek love and everything like that, the more I realized that it was just my arrogance that was holding me back. I thought that my ego was what was doing everything, but can you think about the ego creating this entire universe? That's another tangent, but the ego tries to convince you to believe these fantastic stories by just telling them on repeat, loop and loop and loop and loop. And the more it repeats them, the more you start to believe it. You think, well, my mind keeps telling me these stories, maybe I should believe them, maybe they're true, until you really start to believe them and they define your reality. And we like to believe these stories because, exactly, we've been listening to this ego for so long on repeat, we're scared to admit it's wrong. We're scared to admit that we've been listening to a liar for our whole life, that a liar has literally been guiding our actions and decisions. But when we can really take responsibility for this and take our power back, really trust in our heart and our intuition, that's when we start to feel really abundant. Whatever you focus your attention on, you will see more of in your life. You will see more of this in your present situation. You will see more of this all around you. If you choose to focus your attention and perceive on the bad, the negative, the evil in the world, that's all you're going to see. You're going to wonder, why is nothing good happening to me? It's because you're literally creating your reality. You have the choice to choose between good and bad, good and evil. You have the choice to choose between abundance or lack. And these are the feelings that you feel inside of you. Nobody is going to give these feelings to you. It's also in our society, we've been trained, a lot of people that have been born in the internet era like myself, we've been trained on instant gratification, which is basically, we want everything to come to us without working for it in the click of a button. You can literally have stuff delivered to your house in one day just by clicking a button. And think about 2,000 years ago, or think about even 100 years ago. If you wanted to buy something, you needed to go out and work for it, do something and provide value in the world. And that takes time. And people my generation, people my age and younger really lack this patience. And patience is something I'm still trying to work on. It's definitely, I'd say, one of my biggest weaknesses, just being impatient. But the more patient you can be, the more you work towards something, whether it's for me writing a book, making videos, just being consistent and trying to share my passions and share my viewpoints and opinions on life with others, I find meaning in that. And I'm grateful for even the opportunity to be able to use the internet, to be able to have a phone, to share this stuff with you, who's ever watching this. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you for even watching this video. And the more you can find things to be grateful for, even the small things in life, the more you can really truly feel abundant. Learning to focus your attention consciously is a skill that develops over time, and I believe this is best practiced through meditation. And if you've never meditated before, you will literally, maybe 10 seconds into it, your mind's gonna start being like, all right, time to watch TV, or let's go do something else, this is boring, let's get up. And the more you listen to your mind, the more that you don't just sit there and kind of perceive all this going on, witness it judgmentally, the more the mind is going to run your life without you even questioning it. And the thoughts in your mind, I kind of compare this, they swirl around in your head kind of like a hurricane. And you can choose to be the detached witness sitting in the eye of the storm. It's the calm, it's the peaceful center. Or you can choose to get caught up in this hurricane and try to fight it. And when you try to fight it, think about fighting a hurricane. You are only gonna get yourself hurt. You're only gonna make it worse for yourself. And in the hurricane of the mind, you're literally feeding it more energy. The more you try to resist it, the more you try to fight it. And if you're just detached, still in the eye, in the center of the circle, which is also could be your heart, but the eye of the storm where it's all calm, you're not going to be feeding the hurricane as much. You're not going to be feeding your thoughts as much. And when you calm your mind, that gives you a greater opportunity to kind of rewire it, reprogram it to feel this love and compassion and gratitude for all of life. So when your mind is more calm, you also start to really feel your true self. And your true self is silent. Your true self is infinite, which is kind of the opposite of everything you've experienced. And you can't really experience the infinite in this finite world. Everything is finite, it has form. But this is a concept that's very abstract in theory, but I think you could probably understand it. It's that everything is flowing from the infinite to the finite. It's flowing from the formless into the form, and this is where abundance comes from. Abundance is formless. You can't look at it. You can't see abundance, but you can feel it. Feelings are very abstract. A feeling like love. Love is literally infinite. Love is boundless. It goes through the entire universe, the entire galaxy. You literally cannot even measure love. You can try to measure, love particles in your brain or in your heart. Maybe they do that in science. I don't know. But it's not going to scream to you. Your intuition is going to whisper to you until you start to hear it. Until you start to listen to it more often. It's not going to try to force you like your mind does. Your mind tries to force you to feel certain ways. Your intuition is basically gonna tell you straight and forward what it thinks you should be doing. It's gonna tell you that very quietly, but what it's gonna be telling you is that you are whole, you are abundant. Be grateful for your infinite abundance. You've always been complete. Simply live in love and peace. Will you choose to listen to it? Will you choose to listen to your intuition and live in abundance? Being grateful for the abundance that you've been gifted by this amazing, glorious universe. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Ari. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this video or this channel if you haven't. Have a great day. Peace.